Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter.
Welcome back to the Local Women Business Podcast. I am really excited to have with me today Robyn Reid from Sweet Robyns. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very much for having me. Really
You
appreciate
are
it.
grand. I am so excited to finally sit down and have this chat.
I know we've seen each other on social media, so this is kind of the first sort of actual proper meeting. So
Actual proper sit down. That is the benefit of social media. You do get to find other, especially women in business. You get to surround yourself with them and build up those networks and relationships a wee bit more.
Yep, completely. Because we know what it's like. It's not exactly all plain sailing, so.
It is absolutely not. And hopefully we will get into the chaos and the carnage and everything else. But tell me, what is your background? How did Sweet Robyns come about?
So basically I've always been into fitness. I was a swimmer, I've always been into sort of sport, and my mum was a chef, so we did a lot of food, proper food. She did cooking, catering. So I was kind of growing up with it all the time. Then I did a degree in food science and nutrition up in Coleraine. And then I sort of started dabbling about with protein treats. Now this was about 10 years ago. And back then there was nothing really out there. So I sort of produced in the kitchen at home, and then sort of built up the volume, went to the gym, sort of supplied it. And then Jonathan, my other half, he decided to make me a wee brand called Sweet Robyns Healthy Baking Company. And then I just grew it from then, and then he joined, and this is where we are now, just building the brand, making it bigger, more treats, more stock.
No, you're so fine. And how many products have you got now?
So I have an artisan site, so I make that on site in my wee unit beside the house that we built. So there's loads of different variations, like collagen stuff, there's protein treats, there's baked donuts, there's like flapjacks, protein balls. But with the retail bars that we just launched, there's 3 bars that we've just gone to market. So they are outsourced in a facility in England, and we mass produce them and they go out to the customers. But it's my product, my recipe, my development. So.
And how do you find the variation between the artisan side and the retail side? Because they're presumably very different.
So you're never going to get the artisan style in anything that you do whenever it's small scale, because you're losing that like little drizzle. That's the cost, that's the value you can't do. So from getting to artisan to, you're going to have to make a product that kind of works within what they can do, but also with what you have and your beliefs and what you do as a product. So that took 2 years or so to get that right. But the product that we have now, I am very happy with. So, because we love it. Yeah, I love it. And I want to just continue making more flavours, more profiles, and actually working on different treat profiles. So not necessarily just protein bars. We're going to do balls and other things that I'm not talking about yet.
Okay,
yeah, so
exciting. So new things
yeah.
to come. And how have you found going out to retail? I'm sure it's been...
Luckily we've been quite good with the likes of people we've worked to networking before over the years. So it's not just brand new to us. We know quite a lot of people. So it's just kind of going back into those relationships again.
Okay.
It's buyers pitches, and you have to do a lot of events. You kind of have to like try and get noticed some way. It can be quite tricky, but we're keen to get it rolling. So there's a lot of passion behind it. So.
And I think when we look at the Northern Ireland market, we've so many good food producers now. And even when you look, there was an event recently, I think it was maybe with Invest NI, and you've seen the likes of Deli Lights, you've seen Slim's Healthy Kitchen, you've got Sweet Robyns, you've so many really good food brands out there at the minute. Do you find that makes it a bit easier because you have other people in your corner that nearly get it?
Yes, so we did an Intertrade and Invest NI course, and there's a few people we've met along the lines that we kind of talk to all the time. They'll help us out. They know this buyer, we know this buyer. We kind of relate to each other in that way, so that's been a complete benefit. That we all know each other. And we all, like even problems, if they can't do it, or if there's pallets or distribution, I'll ask somebody or I'll find out. So it's that not having that network, I think we wouldn't be able to get where we are today without having that.
That's something we talk about a lot, is about the importance of having other business owners that are actually a little bit ahead of you in the game that you can go to and ask questions, or people that are willing to actually give you their time, even if it's just a 5-minute phone call to help you work out a solution to a problem or fast track you through a problem, and they're not wanting anything out of it for you. Like, they actually just are there to help. People think they won't.
They understand, so they want to assist with you. They don't want to leave you sitting there, and I'll help them back too. You know, that's what we're there. We're kind of friends, so that's the benefit. It's the beauty of it all. So.
And it comes round in circles again, because you find ultimately down the line then you're nearly there for the next batch of people coming through, and you can kind of give them that advice, which is quite a nice feeling, I think, sometimes.
I got it quite a bit whenever we released the retail bars 2 years ago. People coming to me and thinking, well, how do you do that? How do you, thinking I'm the big shot, and I was just like, I'm really not. Sometimes I'm just winging life, but it is nice to having that people feel that they can get that information out of me.
Absolutely. And how do you think then your background, your sort of university background and your fitness background helped on the journey of setting up Sweet Robyns?
I worked for a company called Wilson's Country over in Craigavon, and that was my placement as well. So I learned so much. That was a fantastic company to work for. I praise to Angus Wilson. I went from sales and marketing to, you were going to the likes of down to the floor, technical. Then you were going out to meet the buyers with the MD. That's where I got my most value out of the university degree anyway. We all know what uni's like. Sometimes you go when you're not really listening, but actually doing it is how I learn. I don't books or, but that's the benefit. That's how knowing everything, and because of with food and cooking everything, I'm so precise of what I have or what I eat, and I research it and create something out of it. So I think that just makes who I am a wee bit. How do I put it? He calls me a bit quirky, but creative. So maybe that's why I've done okay with it also.
Funny, I had a chat with a young guy yesterday, and he wanted to buy a business or start up his own business. And he had said to me, like, what would your first bit of advice be? And I don't know if you'll agree with this or disagree with me, you can be honest. But I'd said to him, I think first of all, you need to go and get a job, and you actually need to go and work for somebody else first. And he sort of quoted all these really big entrepreneurs to me that had never worked for anybody else. And my counter to that was, A, I think you need to work for a really bad boss to know what a bad boss is, to know how you want to treat people. But B, I think there's so much that you can learn off other people that you're learning off. This might sound a bit cheeky to anyone that owns a business, but you're learning off somebody else's time and money. You know, you're getting paid to be there to learn, to then take that and put that into your own business.
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, would you agree? Did you learn that at Wilson's?
Yeah, and any job that I've been into since has been valuable. Clocking in, clocking out, not letting people down. You have to be there at a certain time. You have to your customer service. I think you need to work. Some people that I know that are influencers have never had a job per se.
Yes.
They're late. You know what I mean? There's no concept of, it's not all about you. You're working in a team environment. So I think definitely, if I actually like working. I know it's a bit
I love
strange,
my job.
But I don't know what I would do if it didn't work.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
But you would, and I think especially when you have your own business, it is just an extension of you. It's another part of you, and my kids would even say that too. Our shops are nearly like other kids to us, if that makes sense. It is just a part of you. It's not.
And you will work for it no matter what. Yeah. Whereas maybe when you work for somebody else, you go, well, it's not my problem, but it kind of is your problem now. But you will work for it because you have those skills in setting too. So, yeah.
How do you find working with other people that are maybe not directly working for you, they're maybe not employed by you, but you need to work with them to make the brand work?
We've been quite blessed that everyone we work with we're quite content with. Now, sometimes I want things done yesterday, but that's me.
Yeah.
I'm impatient.
I think that's a founder issue, isn't it?
So that frustrates me a wee bit. And then sometimes when people are asking for so much money, and I'm like, I don't even pay myself that. But that's just the nature of it. You just have to crack on. But no, we work well. And Johnny and I work on, we're quite opposites. So he's quite chilled, don't worry about it. Whereas I'm like a bit more erratic. But I'm creative and feisty. Where he's like, just calm down, go and sleep. Talk about that tomorrow. So we work quite well that way. And he's, quite liked in the industry with the fitness and all. So a lot of people respect him and look up to him, so it's always good. We have the wee power team, and then we just brought in Christopher to the business. So Chris is his brother, and he does all the accounts and the bookkeeping, all the stuff that we both loathe.
The scary side.
He loves it. He is so particular, everything, even all the decks, he's checking it over and stuff. So he's been really valuable for us. So I'm very blessed, to be honest.
Would it be fair to say in the early days, you and Johnny were doing a little bit of everything?
Oh yeah, still am to an extent.
Yeah.
Trying to delegate more because you can't grow without delegation. And there's people better at stuff than I am. Like marketing per se is probably not. I thought it was maybe good.
I had this same discussion with someone the other day that I thought my social media was really good, and someone said to me, oh, I really like how you've taken your social media, you've changed it up, it's so much better. And I thought,
wow.
Oh, that's because I hired someone. So yes, I've had that exact experience quite recently.
I think you just need somebody to look at your business from an outside perspective and then do something a little bit like, because that's what they do, you know, whereas you're doing it all the time, sometimes it's like a chore to do it, or so I'm kind of enjoying somebody else doing our marketing a wee bit, but I do a lot ourselves because I think it's organic as well. We story there.
Yes, absolutely. That's the lovely bit about stories, that you can pop up a bit of a behind the scenes, and I think people love that. We're naturally nosy.
Yes.
We
We all do it though.
We do. We love to see. There's certain entrepreneurs or female founders in particular I'll follow, and I love to see when they've popped up in stories, because you're going to get something a little bit raw and a little bit. It's the same with YouTube. I love seeing a YouTube video because I know
YouTube
it's
mostly.
not really heavily edited.
Yeah. They can cut out the bits
Get
that
the gritty. It's so bad. And how do you find working with Johnny? Because I know Carl and I did try it. Carl's my husband, and we did try it, and we're very lucky it didn't lead to divorce. Let's put it that way. How do you guys find working together? Give me the tips. I need them.
I think because we're so opposite, we get on well, but there's moments, you know, it's been testing, especially whenever we had that sort of big legal issue with the facility before. There's a lot of stress in finance. We were going to have kids, thought, you know, maybe it's not the right time, but I'm getting older, so then we're going through fertility for a bit, and then we kind of came back to it and going, you know what, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. It's hard doing it with your husband, but he's a very good person for me, and I'm lucky because I can be a wee bit, so he calms me down. But I wouldn't recommend maybe having a business with your husband.
Yeah.
And then the more it will grow, the more we'll do our own parts. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. We'll always agree with something. We'll never do anything off the bat. You know, I'll speak to him like, I want to do this, we do that. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So, no, it's good. It has its moments, but it's good.
And how do you find it then? Because I know whenever we had, so the business Carl and I have together is Chill Gas, it's our plumbing and heating business. And whenever there was nearly an issue in it, you know, if something, like you said there about a legal issue, we had the same, we had something similar.
Yeah.
And it's really stressful. And it's so hard not to then bring that stress. You're walking out of the office and then walking back in the front door of the house, and it's really hard not to carry that through. And then, you know, add in just run-of-the-mill marriage problems, like someone hasn't emptied the dishwasher, another one hasn't put the toilet seat down, or, you know, Carl's forgotten the kids' coats and school's phoned me because the kids went to school with no coats on today. And like, it's nearly murder. It's so bad. How do you navigate through those times?
We try to get a bit of time out, no business talk. So go to cinema, go to the gym. Actually, we go to the gym separate times. Same gym, but he does his sauna. He has his wee people that he talks to, his wee friendship group. And then I just go and do my thing. So I think it's just important. Our holidays as well, that's another thing. We always like to go on holiday. I think it's essential for Johnny and I because we need to break away, because it will just engulf us business all the time. And we went, where did we go last time? Poland, and we went to Egypt, and we're due another one. Yes, it's an expense, but for your mental health and for the sake of our marriage, it's essential that we do it, so we're due one soon.
Definitely time to get that one booked. If Johnny's listening, he needs to get on the ball there and get that
it's
one
like
planned.
rolling his eyes, probably.
I actually find that whenever I've had time off, I come back with so much more of a clear head, and I can think better and I can think through problems better.
Yeah.
I think it's nearly more beneficial for my business.
I think also if you don't take that break, everything you'll take so personally. So say something negative in a day that any other time you'd be like, it is what it is. You take it to heart and you're like, why is this happening?
Yeah.
So yeah, I need even a hotel stay for a weekend, or if you've maybe got like a business event somewhere. So say we're going to Dublin or London, we'd go like 2 days and do one, and the next day, well, this is the time for us, we'll go for dinner, go for a walk or something. So yeah. Essential.
It is essential. It needs to be an essential business expense. We're bound to be able to get that through. Someone needs to petition that DHMRC that we need those trips. They do. Something I'm really, really passionate about is entrepreneurs looking after themselves. And I know people laugh at me, and my husband in particular eye rolls anytime I say it, but I am so determined that I am a better entrepreneur, a better mum, a better wife, a better person all around when I eat well, when I drink my water, when I get my sleep, when I do my steps, even just getting outside in fresh air. Yeah. I can think so much more clearly. If I've done a workout, I think so much better. Where does that sit with you guys? Because I know you and Johnny both are into your health and fitness.
Yeah, so it's part of our lifestyle. It's always been our way. We'll always train. I loved going for wee danders and walks and stuff. I'm quite an active person, so with regards to like sitting in an office I don't really do that much. I'm sort of moving all the time. So yeah, that's pretty much who we are anyway. So I don't find it very unusual. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. The only thing we maybe struggle is taking some time off. And then sleep is the number one thing that I've been sort of very good with recently, because I had hypothyroidism that was diagnosed 14 months ago, and I was sleeping, and my form was a wee bit funny, and I was like, am I going through perimenopause? What's going on with me? I'm a wee bit young still for it. And then it was my thyroid was off. So I've been putting my meds in and sort of looking after ourselves, getting my blood work done. He gets his blood work done as well because he's colitis. And without us functioning well, what's the point in doing a business if you're not really looking after yourself? You have to. It's essential. Our lives are so short. But you can get carried away. You're like, business, this is what we need to do, business. But then you just make yourself sick. So it's just trying to... Sometimes we still let it slip, and then I still like a wee drink of wine, and sometimes that's a bit too much.
Absolutely.
Like, you had a stressful day, but no, we're pretty good. And our food is just filled with food that we eat. We don't really fill it with junk or anything. It's just how we... I've always been, so I don't find it unusual. Do you know what I mean? My mum comes in, she's like, there's no nice food in this house. I'm just
giving off.
Go next door or go see, you know what I mean? Yeah, so that's just who we are.
Yeah, no, I have found it. So coincidentally, in and around the time that you were diagnosed with hypothyroidism, I was diagnosed with hyperthyroidism.
Graves, wasn't it?
Yes,
yeah.
I was on the flip of that. And I know I've been quite open on social media about it because it completely knocked me out for about 12 months. And I can honestly say it was the toughest 12 months. Running a business while being unwell was so difficult.
You have to pay your bills. You don't get, you have to keep work going. But your head's going as well. You're like, what's happening? What's happening to my body? Why am I not working? You're going to the doctors until they get your blood tests and check your thyroid.
Yes, and then you actually realise.
It's easy to skip it as well because they don't check all your antibodies either. So are you taking medication now or are you fine now? Because my mum was like you, she was hyper.
Oh, she was hyper. Yeah, so I'm still on medication, slowly being weaned off it. And I do definitely see a massive difference. But that first 12 months was trying to still work and go through, organising a treatment plan, doing all the medical appointments. It was really, really tough. And I think anyone I work with, because they're used to be going at a certain pace and going at a certain level, they were nearly shocked that I wasn't going at the pace that I normally was. And then it was the feeling of letting people down. It was really hard because you knew you weren't going at your usual pace, but you physically can't.
No. Did you find like you were just shutting down nearly and you had to keep eating or something just to keep your body going?
Yeah.
Because my mum had that and she really struggled with that and she lost a load of weight. She was, hers was actually, she had radioactive iodine treatment and then they accidentally destroyed hers. So she's no working thyroid at all, so she's dependent on levothyroxine. So took her a wee while to get hers diagnosed. It was just, and that was 35 years ago now. So yeah, but they suspected there was maybe something with me, and then because we're probably at the age group of it.
Yes, yeah, we would be.
Yay!
I know, that's just all the loveliness, isn't it? And how did you find them being unwell and having the business?
I'll not lie, it wasn't great. There's been some pretty poor days. Again, whenever your thyroid's low, it really affects your mood. So you feel like there's something wrong with me. I actually thought I was bipolar or some sort of mental thing, but once I got the answers and started the treatment, felt it lifting. So thank God. Thank God for Johnny as well, I'm sure, because he was like, what's wrong with you? He just kind of thought, right, maybe it's just her menopause. I don't know. He thought PMS is really bad as well. But I feel much better now.
Good.
So do you?
Definitely much better. Definitely still don't think I'm out of the woods yet.
I think it's going to be a while it's like a lifelong thing, isn't it? It's like autoimmune stuff. So.
It is, and it's really tough. But yeah, it's also nice to know that there's other people out there. Yeah, there's other people out there going through the same thing.
It's not very common, I don't think, is it really, like a thyroid?
No, and I underestimated how tough it was actually going to be. I really, really did underestimate it. How have you found the marketing side of the business? Because I love Sweet Robyns marketing.
Do you?
I am
they'll be delighted to
obsessed
hear.
with Sweet Robyns marketing. So how do you find that? Because that's the bit that people, anyone that I coach in business, will say that is the toughest bit by far.
That's why we delegated straight away, because I couldn't do it. The team, they are fantastic. I have to give them so much praise, and we work well, and we've kind of got to know each other better as well. So there's a bit of a friendship, but we're not like best friends. But no, we've been really lucky that they've been so good, and there's a lot of stuff coming out. So they did some content there they were filming, so it's exciting for us. But I'm more like, I want to get it out now, whereas I know you need to like wait a bit. So I've learned that as well. But yeah, more marketing, more growth, and we'll keep going at it, and then I'll keep doing all the videos that I hate doing. They're like, we need more of you, Robyn. I'm like, okay. So I'm getting better. It's just a confidence thing, isn't it?
It is, and so many business owners don't want to get in front of the camera.
They're used to being behind, you see.
Yes, but it is so important. It is massively important. And the personal brand inside of it, I know obviously you get stuck into as well. How do you find it?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
Yeah, don't mind it. Is that a lie? Would you prefer to be behind it? I think there's so many of us that would just like to stay behind the camera, but I don't think you can now.
I think it's just I think with business there's a level of perfectionism too, and you think if you're not perfect for something, it's not going to fit, but people don't really buy into that anyway. I don't think anyway, so it's just trying to be a little bit more raw and get out there.
How did you find the early days whenever, because let's be honest, marketing is so expensive and you could spend an absolute fortune on it. How did you find the early days?
It's part of the budget, it is what it is. I struggle a wee bit with the influencer marketing because some of them ask for quite a lot of money.
Yes.
Which is fair enough, that's their job, but at the same time I'm like, oh.
I'm not getting paid that, but I'm going to pay that to somebody else.
Yeah, for like a wee story or a video, and you're like, really? Okay. But I get it, that's how they have all their followings and stuff. But that was different when I first started. Influencer marketing wasn't really there per se. It was just Facebook and Instagram, but that's slowly grown and grown. We've sort of sent a lot of packages out for people just to try. If they post, they post. If they don't, that's organic growth to us. I don't really force it, or anything we do. Like we did a lot of video content in Belfast. That's all real responses. We don't want to. It's a real company after all. So I'm very much about showing who we are, what we do, the realness of it all, and I'll show like the issues we've had as well, because that's more relatable, I think.
Absolutely.
Instead of being all perfect but yeah, marketing, it's essential, especially for what we're doing now. And we did all our marketing ourselves to start with. Okay. And then so we've got a good team now.
Someone else.
Yeah, and they're fantastic.
And how do you find the marketing has changed from the early days to now, whenever you are very firmly scaling Sweet Robyns?
You'll probably notice. It's got better, that's why.
Oh, it's so hard letting
you go
that
back
go,
a wee
though.
bit, you're like, what is that? But then I'm not from, I didn't do any degrees in marketing per se. I just did that touch of it whenever I was doing my degree. But yeah, so much better now, thank goodness.
Whenever I look back at some of the early days, some of the marketing that I did for the businesses, But
it's quite nice to see, the changes from before and after, thing. Because I was in our Instagram, I was going to delete all the stuff before. And then they were like, no, keep it, because that's sort of your history.
Yes.
So there's some stuff you're like, what? But I just don't look at it.
It's the filters. Do you ever look back on the filters that you put on pictures whenever you were
like
younger? Never mind it. So what are the next plans for Sweet Robyns? What does the next few years look like? Any big goals that you can share?
Grow. Yeah. So we'll expand the range, what we have now of the protein bars. That's our first step into the market. With protein bars, I get their ambience, so your distribution's easier. You get a good shelf life, so it's not like a chilled product that might have 3 or 4 days. I find that quite stressful. So we'll add to the protein bars, and then we're working with somebody else at the moment, and we're expanding that range with more functional food treat options. So we're just going to grow it. We're in Northern Ireland, UK and Ireland. We're going to grow that outside of Ireland, and we're speaking to Investor and I today, and thinking of along the Dubai likes, but again, the recipe and formula has to be changed. So whenever you get that protein bar, the amount of legalities for what you can put, so even with the imagery and stuff, it all has to go through trading standards. You can't put a claim and just say, oh, high protein. It has to be high protein, and it all goes through them they clarify it and then it gets sent off, which has its problems. You can't just make something in the kitchen and then push it out and be like, upscale that. There's so many, you have to tweak things. So we'll grow that and then add to the range and then just keep growing and growing and growing. That's always been my goal. So hopefully.
See where the world actually takes you.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do it. I'm quite determined and quite stubborn. And despite being maybe underconfident as a person, I will make it work. And we've had so many things trying to like knock us down, you know, you can't do this, or financial stuff where factories take money off you and don't fulfill orders and stuff. So just grow it, because nothing can really knock us down at this early stage anyway.
And how do you find getting over the tough times? Because let's be honest, you've touched on them there, but we all have them, and we've all had the really tough bits that you think, I don't know how I'm actually making it out of this. How do you guys overcome those times?
So it's happened quite in the last year or so. You've just cry, you gurn. We just kind of take ourselves off, go to the gym. We got another dog. Got a puppy. He was raging, but anyway, he loves her now.
Good.
But that's a distraction to me. It's something positive. We go see our friends, holidays. You just kind of have to carry on. It's life. Everybody has problems that, you know, we all do, our families, or, you know. So, yeah, just keep going. Don't know what I'm...
Yeah, but it's so tough. It can be so tough, and sometimes you do just need a bit of a cry in a garden.
Oh, I do it all
draw
the time.
the line and go again.
Once every month, as we all know.
I know, but you do. It is sometimes really tough, and the things that might annoy you today won't annoy you at all tomorrow.
And there's been so many highs too, where you're having the best time and you can't believe what's happened. You've got a really good email coming in, or you're out for a wee drink to celebrate, or we had champagne when the bars came in, because that was a journey. You know, when they arrived, my whole family were all around and we were all buzzing, and the feedback, see, even getting the reviews. And some guy went into Lidl 2 weeks ago, and I was just like, you guys, you are everywhere. Your bars are freaking amazing. I was like, I was really taken back, but I actually got quite emotional, because I was like, that is just raw feedback from somebody just decided they knew who we were and said that our stuff was fantastic, and that what makes life sort of better whenever you run a business anyway.
Yeah, it does, because people actually get it and understand it, and also put a face to the name. It's not just a brand anymore, which I think is so important. And it's also what people really want to see now. People don't just want to see a logo anymore. They want to understand people's story and how they actually got there.
I think with the social media's done a good big push on that as well. They just don't want to see a brand product. If it's just a picture, it's nothing really, there's no value to it. But yeah, behind the scenes and the people behind it is where it really has value.
One of the biggest questions I get asked, especially for people looking to set up a product-based business, is about like third-party logistics or warehouses, or setting up, you know, getting factories in to make the products. And I know you've obviously had issues in that. What would be your biggest bit of advice for anybody that's looking to go down that route?
NDAs.
NDAs, okay,
NDAs,
number one.
Get a good solicitor. Any contracts that you do, make sure you get the solicitor to look over it, make sure everything's working. And insurance, good insurance. You want to be covered in all angles. You don't want to be caught out with something stupid just because you didn't pay for extra for this. So like the logistics side, if you're bringing product over from England over to Northern Ireland, there's going to be your Brexit, and also you're carrying goods that could be melting in summer. You need to cover your insurance. Always just cover yourself, I think.
Okay.
Which we thought we did in the facility that we had before. I also did audits, so I visit the sites themselves to do my own sort of, well, you want to see who you're dealing with.
Absolutely, you want to see your products being made.
See what the facility looks like. You get the reports through, so I ask, can I have your BRC reports through every so often? Just to make sure that they're staying up to their levels. Go face-to-face meetings. Keep up with them, keep on top of them. Keep your finance and your cash flow. Cash flow is key, because when you're ordering so many bars, you're not talking like a couple of thousand, you're talking a lot. So ideally get, say you have 20,000 bars, if you can try and get them sold before you buy it, that keeps your cash flow sort of a bit easier. That doesn't work all the time. And then set so much costings for marketing or sampling as well. But yeah, solicitor, NDA, contracts, get everything double checked and keep rereading. I think you just have to be really smart, because people will take advantage of small, naive business owners that don't know what they're doing. Do you know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. And how have you found working with the big retailers? Because obviously for so many business owners out there, getting in with the likes of Whole Foods, with the likes of Lidl is massive. Like that is what people aim for. Is it as good as what we think it is, or how have you found it?
Some of them have been brilliant and they've been so supportive, and we're very lucky. We've had a lot of meetings and we kind of have the banter with them. They kind of, we get a bit of impression and they kind of like us. So we have continued friendships, and when we go to the likes of meetings, we know who this person is and we go, oh, I met him, or I met her, I know them. So that's always been beneficial. Sometimes some of them are a wee bit harder to deal with, but that's like anything in life.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Some people are just a little bit more, sort of a bit more stiff and a bit more, you know, and that's fine. It's just learning how to deal with them. But the retailers, you just have to be smart with them, because they want to get as much money off of you as possible, but at the same time you're not going to produce a product that you can't make money for yourself to recycle back into it. But I've been lucky so far.
Yay!
So no, I'm very blessed and it's been good.
And hopefully many more to come.
Yep. We've got a few in the pipeline, so we've had 2 big ones in the last 2 weeks. So yeah,
so exciting.
but I just can't say them just because, well, obviously.
No, we will wait
Just
and see.
keep looking at social media, and then I'm sure we'll show it all.
We'll have some exciting
crazy
news
in the background.
Maybe even by the time this podcast goes out, we'll see if we have some exciting news that we can tag on to the end of it. Any final parting words of wisdom for any female business owners out there that are maybe looking at having their own business, maybe specifically a product-based business? Any words of advice that you can give them?
Just do it. In anything in life, like, I'm not the most confident person. Even doing this podcast is scary to me, but I'm here. You just do it. What are you gonna lose? And there's lots of support out there. There's loads of business support. So you can start, just reach out for even a business plan, just get your thoughts down on paper. Still work if you can to start with. So I did part-time work, and that would sort of give me my little bit of funding for myself. Any money that you make at the start of, try recycle it back into the business. If you've the fortune of having, say, someone can give you money or loan you, that's brilliant. Some people don't have that luxury, so just try and recycle and grow it. Get a really good social media page. You can do it yourself. Get yourself out there. That's all you can do. Just go and do it. What's the worst that's going to happen? You know, sometimes you don't make it, or you might fail, but you learn from all these mistakes too, don't you? I'm sure, you know, when you started out as well, you were like, I don't know if I could do this, and now look at you, you're flying.
Absolutely. And there's still times that I think, oh my goodness, how are we here? Sometimes the realisation hits when you realise how big it's got, and we're nowhere near where we want to be either. But yeah, some days you're ready to take on the world, and other days you're like that teenager that would just really like to phone her parents and ask for some help. We have both days. But thankfully, more often than not, it's actually I'm ready to take on the world days now, which is really good. Thank you so much. This has been absolutely amazing. If anyone wants to find you on social media, where can they find you?
Sweet Robyns. Everyone's at Sweet Robyns. Okay.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Local Women Magazine presents Local Women Podcast, the show for things that matter.